Another famous divorce, another day. Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck were the first to do so. Once more. After 27 years, everyone was taken aback by Hugh Jackman. Sophie Turner and Joe Jonas were unable to survive for even 5 years. Particularly in Tinseltown, the cynics whisper and shake their heads that love is dead. Here's what the gossip columnists and divorce attorneys don't want you to know, though. Athene couples have been together for longer than any of us have been alive, but celebrity culture is destroying relationships like wildfire. We are discussing unions that have withstood decades of paparazzi, highs and lows in one's profession, public scrutiny that would destroy most partnerships, and all the temptations that come with wealth and celebrity. I'll admit that the figures are harsh. The divorce rate is high among celebrity spouses. That's 67% more than the average person in the first several years of marriage. The average celebrity's marriage lasts 32 years, while the average person's lasts only 7.4 years. Celebrity doubles the likelihood of divorce compared to the general population. Anyone should be discouraged about love in Tinseltown after seeing those figures. However, what if I told you that there are couples who have figured out the secret hidden beneath all those divorce statistics? When everything around them is set up to destroy their relationship, there are couples who have managed to make it work. We're delving deeply into their world, their secrets, and above all, their stories today. Because enduring love needs attention just as much as broken hearts do. Carl Dean and Dolly Parton have been out of business for 58 years. Let's begin with a romantic tale. That sounds as if it were taken directly from a country song. The reason being that it sort of did. Before his death in March 2025, Dolly Parton and Carl Dean had a marriage that lasted almost 56 years. Folks, it's been 58 years. Most of us won't stay in the same home for that long. Here's what, though, makes their story so interesting. Carl Dean purposefully avoided T. Carl, continued to be a mystery, while Dolly rose to become one of the most famous faces on the planet. Dolly gave a straightforward response when asked how their marriage had endured for so long. They weren't constantly in each other's faces. They had distinct interests because he wasn't in the industry, but they also enjoyed doing things together. She thought it was meant to be. The one she should have had was him. Take a moment to consider that. Dolly and Carl made the opposite decision in a world where celebrity couples frequently turn into brands, planning red carpet appearances and using their bond as a publicity tool. He served as her getaway from the chaos of celebrity and her fulcrum to normalcy. He remained at home, maintaining their normal lives, while she was out conquering the globe. For 56 years, Ina and Jeffrey Garden have been each other's formula for success. After meeting at the age of 15 while visiting her brother at Dartmouth College, Ina and Jeffrey Garden have been married for 56 years. When Jeffrey, who was a student at the time, saw her through a library window, the rest is history. This couple created a lifestyle empire out of their love. The barefoot Contessa married her taste tester and biggest supporter in addition to her college sweetheart, the man who, before she even knew what her dreams were, had faith in them. Garton wrote about the time Jeffrey saw her from that library window in her memoir, published in 2024. Talk about fate stepping in. Their narrative is lovely because they have developed together instead of apart. Jeffrey helped Ina go from government employee to Food Network star to cookbook author. She has also been by his side all the time, with his changes in career. They have demonstrated that you can pursue your own goals while creating something lovely with one another. LaTanya Richardson and Samuel L. Jackson have 44 years of history and maturity together. LaTanya Richardson. Jackson and Samuel L. Jackson have been married for more than 40 years. Their romance began while she was attending Spelman and he was at Morehouse. However, what makes their connection successful is more than just a shared past. It's a shared goal and a remarkable level of maturity regarding the true meaning of marriage. According to LaTanya, they always thought that the most revolutionary thing black people could do was to remain together and raise their kids with both parents present. Samuel has considered how marriage drastically alters one's self-perception, since one must quickly begin to think about other people's emotions and health just as much as your own. Take a time to consider that advice. Jackson discusses the fundamental change that occurs when you genuinely commit to someone else in a field that is sometimes accused of being narcissistic and where people are continuously told they are the center of the universe. Losing oneself is not the goal. It involves enlarging oneself to incorporate the happiness of another person into of your own. After 48 years of embracing their differences, Jeff Bridges and Susan Geston have frequently discussed how meeting Susan was like falling in love at first sight. The actor, who has been married for 43 years, claims that respect for one another is his secret. He clarified that they are very different as individuals, and instead of letting that push them apart, they embrace it. Susan Geston and Jeff Bridges first met. She was employed as a waitress on the ranch that was used as the movie's set when he was shooting Rancho Deluxe. The problem is that she wasn't impressed right away. This Hollywood star was just another customer, and she was juggling her own life and problems. But their relationship worked precisely because of that. Susan wasn't attempting to fit in with his world or be enchanted by his fame. She was already whole and self-sufficient. Bridges believes he is extremely fortunate to have been with his partner for 48 years. The pair is the grandparents of 2 grandchildren and has 3 daughters together. Their strategy is intriguing, since they've discovered that it's better to embrace their differences than to try to eradicate them. In Hollywood, where brand alignment and image synchronization can seem to be more important than genuine connection, the Bridges have based their partnership on the unconventional notion that it is possible for 2 distinct individuals to love one another without changing who they are. Rita Wilson and Tom Hanks have been friends for 36 years. Rita Wilson and Tom Hanks met on set, just like a lot of the people on our list of the longest celebrity marriages. In 1981, while filming ABC's Buzzing Buddies, these 2 met. They clicked right away, despite the fact that Hanks was married at the time. By 1986, as a couple, they made their red carpet debut. Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson married 2 years later and had a happy life together. The story of Tom and Rita is noteworthy for the following reasons. It was a friendship at first. Only after they collaborated, grew to know one another as individuals, and established mutual respect and trust did a relationship blossom. In a field where strong physical attraction is frequently the starting point for relationships, and fiery zeal, theirs was founded on something far more enduring, and they have benefited greatly from that foundation in all that life has thrown at them. They have both fought cancer, experienced health scares, had their careers up and down, and endured the relentless scrutiny that comes with being one of Hollywood's most adored couples. For more than 30 years, they have been providing us with Relashi. It's not at all simple. Decades of little decisions, everyday acts of compassion, and a dedication to developing together rather than apart form its foundation. Some themes continue to surface as we examine these success stories in further detail. These are not fortuities or fortunate events. These are deliberate decisions that these couples make on a daily basis. Kira Sedgwick, 36, and Kevin Bacon, of being ardent supporters of one another. On September 4th, 1988, Kira Sedgwick and Kevin Bacon were married. Since then, they have starred together in numerous films and television series and have 2 kids together. Following their 35th wedding anniversary in 2023, this long-term couple shared the key to their lengthy, well-known union. They have always been the greatest admirers and advocates of one another. According to Sedgwick, Bacon has explained how it still feels good to go down the street with someone and chat in the middle of the night, even after all these years. That picture has a certain beauty about it. 2 accomplished, prosperous people who still prefer to go on midnight walks together because they love each other's company. Kira Sedgwick and Kevin Bacon first crossed paths on the set of Lemon Sky, the PBS adaptation. And, in an intriguing turn of events and, essentially, Kevin Bacon's ultimate 6 degrees, got married on September 4th, 1988. When Kira and Kevin looked into their ancestry on Uncovering Your Origins, they found that they are 9th cousins once removed. Beyond the adorable coincidences, however, their ability to preserve their distinct identities while creating something together is what really makes their relationship work. After more than 30 years, they still genuinely enjoy each other's company, despite having both had prosperous jobs and raising 2 children. Sedgwick acknowledges that they were fortunate to be young, but she also acknowledges that it takes work. Work will always be involved. It takes a lot to be in a relationship that long, but she feels extremely lucky. Victoria and David Beckham have shared ambition for 25 years. David dominated football fields worldwide, while Victoria established a fashion empire. Their success has never been in competition with one another. Rather, they have made it more intense. Victoria has been candid about the effort and compromise their marriage has required. When David played for teams in other nations, they had to travel great distances. Enormous media coverage of their every action, and the strain of raising children in the public eye. However, they've survived everything better. Communication and never taking anything for granted are the keys to their longevity. Even after all these years, they still find time to chat, whether it's in the midst of their hectic schedules or during peaceful times at home. They have demonstrated that if both partners are dedicated to making it work, 2 successful jobs can coexist in a single marriage. 27-year-olds, Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith, of radical truthfulness. Following their meeting when Jada tried out for a part on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith were married in 1997. Because they have been so candid about their difficulties and odd marriage style, their partnership has been among the most talked about in Hollywood. They have endured criticism from the public regarding their relationship style, brought attention to their kids, and been forthright about times when they drifted apart before reconciling. Their dedication to radical honesty and personal development is what keeps their connection going. Throughout their decades together, Jada has discussed how they have had to redefine what marriage meant to them on several occasions. They've transcended conventional norms and established their own guidelines for their partnership. It isn't always lovely, and while it's undoubtedly unconventional, it's true to who they are. Their narrative demonstrates that enduring partnerships don't necessarily need to appear flawless on the outside. Couples who succeed are sometimes the ones who are prepared to put in the messy work of developing and changing together, even if it causes discomfort. Faith Hill and Tim McGraw have been in love with country music for 28 years. Tim McGraw and Faith Hill fulfill the aspirations of every country music enthusiast. When the two celebrities, who had fallen in love during a joint tour, announced their romance in 1996, they got married in the same year and have 3 kids currently. Their tale of love is reminiscent of a country tune. Two up-and-coming celebrities decided to start a life together after meeting one other on the road. However, their connection is far more anchored in reality than the romantic story portrays. Both of them have an extremely successful separate careers, but they have also recorded duets and toured together professionally. They are aware of the rigors of the music business, the stress of frequent travel, and the difficulty of preserving a relationship when both of you are well known. Tim has frequently discussed how his faith helps him stay grounded and how she maintains their family in the forefront of their hectic work lives. Meanwhile, Faith has talked about how Tim gives her unwavering support and makes her laugh. They are still performing together, raising their girls together, and coming up with fresh ways to surprise one another after 28 years. They have demonstrated that a relationship can be maintained through anything when there is a shared passion, be it for music, family, or one another. 45 years of secret love between Meryl Streep and Don Gummer. When Meryl Streep was grieving the death of her late boyfriend John Cazale, she met her husband Don Gummer through her older brother. Don worked as a sculptor who was entirely unrelated to the entertainment business, and they grew close in private, and gradually. They got married in 1978 and have been together for more than 45 years. During that period, Meryl became one of the most well-known actresses of all time, and they have raised 4 children. Don has maintained his own prosperous art practice while helping Meryl's career, staying mostly out of the spotlight. Their relationship is successful because they have kept distinct professional identities and safeguarded their privacy. Don is not the spouse of Meryl Streep. In his own right, he is a well-known artist. Meryl's marriage does not define her. She has a caring and affectionate partner and is a powerful performer. They have managed to maintain a relatively regular family life despite decades of accolades, seasons, film sets, and media attention. In addition to having a mother who was among the most well-known in the world, their kids also had parents who valued homework assistance and family dinners over the glitz and glamour of Hollywood. 41 years of religion and family for Denzel Washington and Pauletta Pearson. Washington Denzel met Pauletta on a movie set in 1977, but it wasn't until they ran into each other at a party a few months later that they started dating. After getting married in 1983, they have been together for more than 40 years and have raised 4 kids, all of whom have chosen to work in entertainment. Mutual respect, family values, and a common faith form the foundation of their partnership. Pauletta has frequently been commended by Denzel with keeping him grounded during his ascent to stardom. She has served as his compass, reminding him of the important things in life when Hollywood becomes too much to handle. In contrast, Pauletta has remained true to herself during their marriage. She has always been more than simply Denzel's wife. She is a trained actress and pianist who choose to prioritize parenting their kids above pursuing a career in Hollywood. Like any couple, they have encountered difficulties, pressures from a career raising kids and keeping close for decades, but they've tackled everything together. According to Denzel, Pauletta is the only person who can be honest with him, even if he doesn't want to hear it. Their tale demonstrates that enduring love is frequently calm and steady rather than dramatic and newsworthy. Mutual respect and shared beliefs have been the cornerstones of their partnership, and that basis has endured for more than 40 years. 14 years of creative collaboration between John Krasinski and Emily Blunt. In 2008, a mutual friend introduced John Krasinski and Emily Blunt, who were married in 2010. Due to their unique skills and teamwork, they have become one of Hollywood's most adored couples and currently have 2 daughters. They have a successful connection because they are both extraordinarily gifted people who sincerely encourage one another's professional endeavors. When they first met, John was still figuring himself out outside of the office, and Emily was already a well-known actress. They have developed a solid personal relationship and flourished professionally together. They have demonstrated their ability to communicate artistically by working together on movies like A Quiet Place, in which Emily starred and John directed, without allowing it to harm their bond. They appreciate one another's professional decisions and are aware of each other's creative processes. Their ability to maintain a healthy balance between their private and public lives is what makes their partnership so refreshing. In interviews, they come out as endearing and humorous, but they also defend their daughters and their family time. They've mastered the art of being honest with their audience, while upholding boundaries about their personal information. 12 years of humor and insight from Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively. Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds got married in 2012 after meeting on the set of Green Lantern in 2010. They now have 4 daughters and are well known for their chemistry and lighthearted social media banter. They truly make each other laugh, which is why their relationship works. They are both and their relationship has been based on respect for one another and a sense of fun. Blake has called Ryan her best friend and biggest supporter, and Ryan has commented about how Blake inspires him to be a better person. Both before and during their marriage, they enjoyed prosperous jobs. Ryan with Deadpool and his business investments, and Blake with Gossip Girl and her design endeavors. They encourage one another's career aspirations, while putting their family's needs first. Their chemistry is intriguing, since they have dealt with the demands of celebrity by using humor. They have been able to share tidbits of their relationship on social media without over-revealing their personal lives, and their exchanges are authentically humorous rather than contrived. They are an example of a new breed of famous spouses who know how to safeguard their reputation while maintaining their public persona. Their relationship, their kids, and what's most important to them. 19 years of second chances for Susan Downey and Robert Downey Jr. In 2003, while still battling addiction and legal issues, Robert Downey Jr. met Susan Levin on the set of Gothica. The film's producer, Susan and Robert, gradually became closer while he worked on his recuperation. In 2005, they got married, and Susan is recognized for having played a significant role in Robert's total transformation. She has been his business partner, his rehabilitation partner, and the mother of their 3 kids. Their romance is essentially a tale about second chances and the strength that comes from having someone believe in you. Robert has been candid about how Susan saved his life by identifying his potential and encouraging his path, rather than by enabling or correcting him to transform into the person he desired to be. She simply loved him while he rescued himself. She made no attempt to save him. Together, they have established a production company and endured Robert's journey from troubled actor to Iron Man to one of the highest-paid celebrities in Hollywood. They've learned how to strike a balance between their partnership and their respective goals. And Susan has a thriving career as a producer. Their partnership demonstrates that, provided both parties are dedicated to putting in the necessary effort, it is possible to overcome significant obstacles and create something lovely together. For 14 years, McConaughey and Camilla Alves have grown together. Although Camilla Alves didn't fall in love right away, she and Matthew McConaughey have been together since 2006. When they first met, Matthew wanted to go up to her, to a Los Angeles pub, but she didn't even know who he was. They quickly started dating after Matthew's perseverance and sincere appeal won her over. They are still the object of desire in their relationship after a modest wedding and 3 kids. They credit mutual respect and never taking anything for granted with their success. They both firmly believe that marriage is only the beginning of a new adventure. Why does their connection work? Is the reason they have developed jointly rather than separately. While Camilla has established her own commercial empire, Matthew has changed from being the leading male in a romantic comedy to a serious, dramatic actor to a wellness expert. They have kept their fundamental bond while supporting one another's changes. In terms of their family life, they are likewise very deliberate. They have relocated to Austin, Texas, from Hollywood, putting their kids' education first, above the convenience of a career. Instead of basing their existence on what the industry expects of them, they have decided to base it on their own principles. Jennifer Garner and Ben Affleck, 13 years of excellent co-parenting. From 2005 till 2018, Ben Affleck and Jennifer Garner were wed. Despite the fact that their marriage ended, they have established a new paradigm for how separated parents may still help one another and their kids. They have remained close co-parents even after their divorce, helping one another through a number of difficulties, such as Ben's battles with addiction and gambling. Despite their personal struggles, Jennifer has received recognition for her poise and dedication to maintaining the stability of their family. Their tale demonstrates how love can occasionally transform into something else that is just as worthwhile. They might no longer be wed. However, despite their breakup, they have managed to keep their love and respect for one another, and they continue to work together to raise their 3 kids. Although they are no longer romantically involved, their dedication to their family unit is an example of a different kind of success story, one in which love changes but never goes away, and 2 individuals are able to put their kids' welfare ahead of their own. Considering what you've got thus far, you need about 2,300 more words to complete your 800-word goal, and you are now at about 6,500 words. To continue the narrative, here are some more couples. 23 years of steadfast support. Pierce Brosnan and Keely Shea Smith. 3 years after losing his first wife, Cassandra, to ovarian cancer, Pierce Brosnan met journalist Keely Shea Smith at a beach party in Mexico in 1994. Pierce fell in love with Keely's brains and enthusiasm for causes she supported when she was there covering an environmental story. While Pierce continued to have close ties with his children from his first marriage, they were married in 2001 and have been together for more than 20 years, raising 2 kids together. Keely's support of Pierce during his sadness is what sets their friendship apart. While establishing a prosperous career for herself as a television broadcaster and environmental activist. After suffering a terrible loss, Pierce has been very candid about how Keely assisted him in finding love and healing. She made no attempt to replace his previous possessions. Together, they came up with something completely original: mutual respect for one another's individual interests, as well as similar beliefs on family and the environment, form the foundation of their relationship. Having been friends for 31 years, Sting and Trudy Styler have one of the most convoluted backstories in Hollywood. While Sting was still married to his first wife, they first met in 1982. Their relationship started as an affair which ultimately caused his previous marriage to fail. Although their beginning was not particularly romantic, the foundation they created together has endured for more than 30 years. Together, they have 4 children from their 1992 marriage. Their ability to go past the tumultuous beginning and create something sincere and enduring is what makes their relationship work now. Trudy is both his wife and best friend, and Sting has frequently discussed how she grounds him. Giving each other space and not taking their partnership for granted is their secret. Both of them have continued to pursue their own hobbies and professions. Trudy is a musician who is always developing musically and as a producer and director of motion pictures. They preserve their individual identities while encouraging one another's aspirations. The 27-year Broadway relationship between Sarah Jessica Parker and Matthew Broderick. A mutual love of Broadway served as the foundation for the romance between Sarah Jessica Parker and Matthew Broderick. Broderick's charisma and talent enthralled Parker, and she was aware from the beginning that she would stop at nothing to earn his affection. Before agreeing to get married in 1997, they dated for 6 years. They had a really unconventional wedding. Parker is renowned for shocking everyone by choosing to wear a black dress rather than the traditional white gown. However, their relationship has only gotten closer over time, even with the unusual ceremony. Their ability is what keeps their relationship going, to completely accept one another's personality and hobbies. Despite the responsibilities of their careers, kids, and celebrity, they have managed to maintain their love. Parker frequently remarks that Broderick is the funniest person she has ever met, and that he makes her laugh. Together, Chip and Joanna Gaines have built dreams for 21 years. 2001 saw the meeting of Chip and Joanna Gaines. They got married in 2003, while Joanna was working at her father's tire shop and Chip was a customer. Together, they have created a whole lifestyle empire. Their common vision and complementing skills make their connection work. Joanna contributes design sensibility and commercial savvy, while Chip is the big picture visionary and building specialist. They have collaborated to develop the brand Magnolia, that includes anything from hotels to retail establishments to television programs. The beauty of their collaboration is how they have each preserved their unique skills while collaborating to create something greater. They aren't attempting to be the same individual. They are 2 distinct individuals whose personalities and skill sets are a wonderful match. In spite of their enormous public success, they have also made a conscious effort to preserve their family life. Since their marriage and their 5 children are the cornerstones of everything else, they put their marriage and their connection before economic chances. The 27-year-olds, Jackman and Deborah Lee Furness, trimmed short. After 27 years of marriage, Hugh Jackman and Deborah Lee Furness announced their split in 2023. They first met on the set of Corelli in 1995. Despite the fact that their marriage ended, they were one of Hollywood's most enduring alliances for more than 20 years. Sincere friendship and respect for one another were the foundation of their relationship. When they first met, Deborah Lee was a well-known actress, and she joined Hugh as his anchor when he became a global celebrity. Together, they adopted 2 children and were ardent supporters of children's rights and adoption. What was the secret to their long-lasting relationship? Was their dedication to family and common ideals. Despite the end of their love engagement, they have remained dedicated to supporting each other's personal journeys and co-parenting. 40 years of improbable love between Christopher Guest and Jamie Lee Curtis. After seeing Christopher Guest in a magazine, Jamie Lee Curtis informed a friend that she was engaged to him. She was correct. They had been wed for 40 years and together have brought up 2 daughters. They are both very creative individuals who allow one another the freedom to follow their own artistic visions, which is why their partnership works. While Jamie Lee has had a successful acting career encompassing horror flicks, family comedies, and serious dramas, Christopher is most known for his mockumentary films. Their partnership is noteworthy because they have managed to preserve their separate personalities. As they support each other's careers, Jamie Lee has frequently stated that she still finds Christopher's sharp, eccentric intellect appealing, and that he makes her laugh more than anybody else. Julius Tennant and Viola Davis have supported one another for 22 years. In 1999, Julius Tennant and Viola Davis met on the set. They got married after 4 years. In addition to raising their daughter Genesis and establishing prosperous acting careers, they have celebrated more than 20 years of marriage. Mutual respect and a common dedication to their family and craft serve as the foundation of their connection. Viola has frequently discussed how Julius maintains his own lucrative acting and producing career while assisting her in pursuing her aspirations. What is unique about their partnership is how they have developed both personally and professionally. They have supported one another's individual endeavors while working together on a variety of ventures. Throughout her ascent to become one of the most celebrated actors of her generation, Julius has been Viola's steadfast ally. Nancy Walls and Steve Carell have been in love and comedy for 29 years. Nancy Walls and Steve Carell first crossed paths in 1995 as he was instructing a Chicago improv workshop at Second City. Since being married in the same year, they have been raising 2 kids together and frequently collaborate on professional projects. They have a similar sense of humor and knowledge of the entertainment business, which makes their relationship work. They have learned how to manage their partnership and respective jobs, and Nancy has made appearances on The Office and other projects. Steve has frequently discussed how he knew Nancy was the one from the beginning, and how he felt instantly at peace and righteous when he watched her walk down the aisle. Through the highs and lows of their Hollywood careers, they have based their partnership on friendship, mutual support, and shared laughter. Even though we've discussed a few of Hollywood's longest-lasting alliances, there are a few more couples whose tales merit praise for overcoming the obstacles in Tinseltown. These multi-decade relationships demonstrate the variety of expressions of enduring love. A half-century of personal dedication between Lynn Greenfield and Wolf Blitzer. For many years, Wolf Blitzer of CNN has been a constant on our televisions, covering everything from global crises to presidential elections. However, not many are aware of his extraordinary 50-year marriage to Lynn Greenfield. Their partnership demonstrates how some couples succeed by avoiding all public attention and establishing a haven away from the hectic world of celebrity. Although Wolf covers the most significant topics in the world, Lynn has been so good at protecting her anonymity that not much is known about their private lives. And they prefer it just that way. In a field where famous couples frequently turn into their own businesses, the Blitzers have decided the other way. Their marriage serves as a model for upholding moral principles while engaging in public life. The seasoned journalist has won multiple awards for his work, including humanitarian accolades and Emmys. But he has always been straightforward about what really counts. Wolf and Lynn, who have been together for 50 years, are a testament to the value of maintaining complete privacy in your personal life. They have demonstrated that it is possible to be one of the most well-known figures in the news and still have a relationship that is solely yours and your partner's. 44 years away from the spotlight, Jay and Mavis Leno. In addition to retiring from late-night television, Jay Leno reaffirmed his commitment to his first love, his 44-year marriage to Mavis, when he left The Tonight Show. Jay is well known for his enormous collection of cars, and passion for cars. Mavis will remain his top priority and the focus of their decades-long relationship. In 1976, Jay was playing at a comedy club when they first met, and they clicked right away. Jay reminisced about their early years together and claimed that their marriage was sparked by his wish to include Mavis in his insurance policy. This endearingly realistic approach to romance somehow worked out well for them. Jay has frequently stated that you should marry someone you truly admire and that nothing is worth fighting over. Their relationship has been steered by this attitude throughout Jay's ascent to late-night prominence. His contentious Tonight Show changes, and his post-retirement life, which has been centered upon his love of cars. They have never sought to become a celebrity power couple or competed for attention, which is what makes their relationship work. Jay has consistently made it apparent that his professional achievement is meaningless without their personal happiness, and Mavis has supported his job while preserving her own interests and individuality. They stand for the unsung power of couples who center their life on their bond rather than on how others see them. Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn were not married for 40 years. Possibly the most unusual success story belongs to Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn, who have been dating for more than 40 years without ever getting married. Despite having a strict policy against dating co-stars, they made an exception that turned out better than either of them could have predicted when they met on a Disney film set. They were both young and starting their careers when they first met. They were reluctant to get entangled even though they were attracted to one another. However, as Goldie has stated, the heart desires what the heart desires, and their bond was too powerful to overlook. One of the longest-lasting collaborations in Hollywood began with them breaking their own rules. They have never felt the need to live up to conventional expectations, which is why their relationship works. The combination of Kurt and Goldie is ideal. Despite their prominence, both remain grounded and put their families first. They both recognize that their bond is more significant than any approval from others. They laid the groundwork for their decades-long relationship between their first date in 1983 and the birth of their first child 3 years later. This foundation included their secret, mutual trust, self-sufficiency, and respect for one another. They have stated that the key to developing as a pair has been giving each other space to develop as individuals. Goldie and Kurt demonstrate that two individuals who chose each other every day may have a lasting connection without a marriage license. Together, they have raised children, endured highs and lows in their careers, and preserved their own personalities while creating something lovely. Their relationship demonstrates that love is not about formalities or public celebrations, but rather about the daily decision to remain committed. Pfeiffer, Michelle, over 30 years of artistic collaboration with David E. Kelley. David E. Kelley and Michelle Pfeiffer embody the ideal union of creative minds. They are both exceptionally talented individuals. Michelle is an award-winning actress whose skill has enthralled audiences for decades, and David is well known for his storytelling skills as the creator of popular television shows like Big Little Lies. They met on a blind date in 1993, which makes their relationship intriguing and shows that sometimes the best relationships come as a surprise. After exchanging vows later that year, They went from being strangers to a married couple in a matter of months, demonstrating that they had a great time. Soon after adopting their daughter, the couple welcomed a son into the world, forming a mixed-race family. Michelle and David's closeness is always evident when they are together, even if their high-profile occupations provide them with strict privacy protection. They have been able to support one another's artistic ambitions while maintaining prosperous individual careers. They appreciate one another's professional decisions and have a good understanding of the creative process, which makes their relationship work. David's mastery of storytelling and Michelle's skill as an actor foster an environment in the home where creativity is respected and encouraged. They have demonstrated that when both partners are dedicated to fostering each other's goals, two prosperous creative careers can coexist harmoniously. Emma Hemming and Bruce Willis, 17 years of steadfast support. Although Bruce Willis and Emma Hemming are different in age, that doesn't mean their relationship isn't meant to be. Bruce was convinced that Emma was the one this time around, and they were married 9 years after his previous marriage ended in divorce. The couple was ecstatic at the chance to remarry after discovering that their previous ceremony was not legally binding. As the final measure of their dedication to one another, they hurried back to hold a civil ceremony at their homes in Turks and Caicos a few days later. In unexpected ways, their partnership has been put to the test. Emma was Bruce's main caretaker and advocate after he was diagnosed with frontotemporal dementia. Her steadfast support during his medical difficulties has demonstrated to the public the true meaning of both health and illness. She has been forthright about her dedication to their marriage, while also acknowledging the challenges of witnessing a loved one suffer from cognitive deterioration, as well as their relatives. Despite Bruce's prognosis, Emma has remained true to herself and her career. She has demonstrated extraordinary fortitude in enduring this trying period of their lives, and has turned into a champion for dementia awareness. Their tale serves as a reminder that enduring love is more than just enjoying happy moments. It's about supporting one another when things get really tough. Both Jackie and Adam Sandler. 20 years of love and joy. Making a woman laugh is said to be the key to winning her heart, but Adam Sandler demonstrated that a man can be won over in the same manner. Adam fell in love with Jackie while she was working as a waitress on the set of Big Daddy. After getting married in 2003, the couple welcomed two beautiful girls who have taken center stage in their lives. Adam likes to dress up to amuse his daughters as Disney princesses, demonstrating how his light-hearted personality has been carried over from his comedic career into his family life. Their genuine silliness is what makes their home such a happy place to be. Jackie and Adam have mastered the skill of balancing difficult jobs with marriage and motherhood, making them the model of stability in Hollywood. They have never attempted to be anything other than themselves, which is what makes their relationship work. Jackie's calming influence and Adam's silly humor strike the ideal balance. They've worked together professionally on several movies, demonstrating that they can cooperate without allowing it to strain their relationship. Jackie has acted in several of Adam's films, and their effortless on-screen chemistry reflects their sincere off-screen bond. They serve as examples of couples who have managed to prioritize their families over their careers. Top priority: Flavortown lovers. Guy and Lori Fieri have been together for 26 years. Even though Guy Fieri has a very successful profession as a restaurant owner and television celebrity, his greatest blessing is getting to spend every day with the lady he loves. Guy and Lori fell in love at first sight in the early 1990s, And after learning more about one another and their common ideals, 1995 saw their marriage. Together, the family has raised two children in Santa Rosa, California, where they currently call home. Their capacity to adjust, comprehend, and make sacrifices for one another is what keeps their relationship strong. Laurie highlights Guy's more realistic side, despite the fact that his exaggerated television image could give the impression that he would be overbearing in real life. Laurie has never made an effort to change, which is why their relationship works. Guy's passion and zeal, and he has always prioritized his family before his professional goals. Together, they have created several enterprises, endured the rigors of Food Network fame, and remained close throughout it all. Laurie is frequently credited by Guy as helping him stay grounded when his profession becomes too much to handle. She serves as his fulcrum, reminding him of the important things in life. After the filming stops, even the most vivacious individuals want a partner who appreciates them for who they are, not simply what they do for a living, as demonstrated by their 26-year marriage. 26 years of tumultuous romance between Sylvester Stallone and Jennifer Flavin. Their age difference made some people think their relationship was implausible, yet it was ideal for them. Jennifer, the model, restored Sylvester's belief in love after he had gone through several failed marriages. After dating intermittently for 9 years, the gorgeous couple were married in 1997, demonstrating that sometimes the best relationships are worth waiting for. Sylvester is frequently spotted in the front row at his wife's fashion shows, while Jennifer usually supports him at award ceremonies. Stallone's admiration for his wife has been abundant, stating that he has total faith in her judgment and characterizing her as intelligent and educated. They have overcome several obstacles in their relationship, such as short-term splits and reconciliations, but they have always managed to get back together. Their mutual respect and the fact that they have learned to value rather than be driven by their differences are what make their partnership work. Sylvester's role as an action hero would recommend a tough, self-sufficient person. However, Jennifer has loved him despite his uncertainties and fears since she has seen his vulnerable side. She has supported his ongoing work in the Rocky and Rambo franchises while creating her own prosperous business endeavors, and she has been his partner through both highs and lows in their careers. Their union serves as a symbol of the belief that love may blossom at any period in life, and that occasionally the proper person for you, even if you aren't aware of it at the moment, shows up just when you need them most. Lester Holt and Carol Hagan have been journalists together for 42 years. Since 2015, Lester Holt, one of the most dependable newscasters in America, has served as the face of NBC Nightly News. His biggest achievement, however, is personal rather than professional. Since 1982, he and flight attendant Carol Hagan have been wed, establishing a 42-year collaboration that has withstood the rigorous demands of broadcast journalism. When two individuals from very different professional backgrounds discovered common ground, their love story began. Carol was flying as a flight attendant, while Lester was establishing himself in television news. Rather than similar professional goals, their common values of family, dedication, and joy were what drew them together in ordinary situations. Lester attributes their good marriage to their ability to laugh together. Having a spouse who can find comedy in life's hardships has been invaluable in a business that is notorious for its seriousness and ego. Lester's job brought him from local news to network anchor, and Carol gave his family the stability they needed to succeed. Together, they have raised two children, Cameron and Stephen, despite the demands of the workplace. Their partnership serves as an example of how couples can stay close, even when one partner has a very visible job. Instead of becoming Lester's co-star in public appearances, Carol has always opted to be his anchor to everyday life. Because of this relationship, Lester has been able to give his all in his demanding position while yet feeling that his home life is safe and precious. Wait until you hear about the game show host who spent more than a year courting his future bride if you think that's amazing. Both Leslie Brown and Pat Sajak, 34 years of romance on Wheel of Fortune. The adored Wheel of Fortune host has been married to photographer Leslie Brown for more than 34 years, demonstrating that some of the most enduring figures on television also have enduring personal bonds. They didn't click right away when they first met in California in 1988, which serves as a reminder that even the best relationships can take time to grow. The story of Pat and Leslie is noteworthy because it shows how their relationship developed into something more over time. Throughout their early acquaintanceship, they stayed in touch, and their light-hearted discussions progressively became into more intense and serious exchanges. This gradual approach to romance established a foundation that has endured for more than 30 years. Through Pat's health issues and the many highs and lows that accompany a lengthy career in television, Leslie has been his steadfast friend. She has demonstrated since their 1989 marriage that every successful game show host has a supportive spouse who keeps things in perspective when the entertainment industry becomes too much to handle. Their bond serves as an X how couples can develop together instead of separately. Pat's sardonic humor and Leslie's creative sense are a wonderful match, fostering a dynamic in which each spouse contributes their own talents to the marriage while encouraging the other's development. Speaking of developing together, this couple has been fostering love and shattering stereotypes in the public eye. Tim Malone and Don Lemon have broken down barriers for 8 years. A newer group of celebrity couples, such as CNN news presenter Don Lemon and real estate agent Tim Malone of New York, have been transparent about their relationship while continuing on their own professional trajectories. They started dating in 2016 and declared their engagement 3 years later, presenting a clear example of love that transcends the conventions of the industry. They have a successful connection because, despite having distinct professional backgrounds, they both value honesty, diligence, and creating something worthwhile together. Tim's success in New York real estate has given him a whole different perspective on their common city, while Don manages the demanding world of television news. Their relationship is unique since they have helped one another through important professional turning points. Don has worked at CNN for more than 10 years, hosting CNN Tonight, and frequently participating as a journalist on different shows, while Tim has established a prosperous business of his own. They have demonstrated that two driven professionals can co-create a life without vying for success or recognition. Additionally, their partnership is a sign of advancement for LGBTQ plus exposure in the media. Don's candor on their relationship has contributed to the public's acceptance of same-sex couples, and Tim's success in his own industry demonstrates that celebrity pairings function best when both partners preserve their unique identities and accomplishments. However, what about couples that have perfected the art of maintaining privacy in a society that is becoming more and more public? Meet a pair with political clout who have accomplished just that. Susan DeLees and Juan Williams, 45 years of a political alliance. Over the course of their 45-year marriage, political commentator Juan Williams and his wife Susan DeLees have managed to negotiate the frequently tense realm of political commentary. Instead of becoming a public figure herself, Susan has stayed mostly out of the spotlight, supporting Juan's career behind the scenes, unlike many other political personalities. Juan has spent decades working as a political analyst, writing for prestigious magazines including The Washington Post and frequently appearing on The Five. Susan has given him the secure home basis that enables him to carry out the difficult work that has required him to take sides on contentious subjects and participate in contentious political discussions. Their partnership serves as an example of how couples can prosper when one person chooses a vocation that is highly visible while the other stays private. Susan doesn't have a well-known career, but during their marriage, Juan has amassed substantial fortune and notoriety. Their intimate dedication to one another and their family is more important than their public persona. They have a multi-generational heritage founded on their strong foundation, having grown children together and now having grandchildren. Susan, who represents couples, is in her 60s, and Juan is currently 70, who've made it through the lengthy journey of marriage, from early love to retirement. Our next couple demonstrates that love and laughter can transcend national boundaries, with everything from late-night comedy to political criticism. Elena Musa and Greg Gutfeld's 20-year worldwide romance. The comedian, writer, and political analyst Greg Gutfeld is most known for hosting Gutfeld and making appearances on The Five. Has been wed since 2004 to Elena Musa. Before moving to New York in 2018, they resided in London for 3 years after meeting and starting their worldwide romance. Elena enters their relationship with a whole different background. As a former Maxim Russia model and picture editor, she offers media and fashion insights that enhance Greg's career in comedy and political commentary. Their relationship is successful because they have managed to maintain their separate professional identities while establishing a life together in several different nations. Their partnership is intriguing because of the way they have managed to live in disparate cultural situations. They have gained a worldwide perspective that enhances both their personal and professional life since they began dating in London, spent time in Russia for Elena's work, and finally settled in New York. Elena's experience in fashion media, combined with Greg's success as a late-night talk show host, fosters a culture that values communication and creativity. They have demonstrated that when couples from diverse cultural backgrounds respect one another's heritage while establishing new customs together, they may form enduring partnerships. Speaking of media power couples, this one illustrates what occurs when two experts in the same field work together, consent to start a life together. Chris and Christina Grieven Cuomo have been a media power couple for 22 years. What happens when two media professionals create a life together is exemplified by Chris Cuomo and Christina Grieven Cuomo. Christina, a magazine editor, and Chris, a television journalist, have been wed since 2001 and have 3 kids together. It appears that they are a perfect match. A magazine editor and a television journalist who are aware of each other's deadlines and professional needs. Throughout their marriage, they have remained close friends and have helped one another through a number of professional changes and difficulties in the media sector. Their mutual awareness of the demands of the media industry and their dedication to family life are what keep their relationship strong. Christina has continued to have a prosperous publishing career, while helping Chris with his many television jobs, and Chris has helped Christina with her business endeavors and editorial work. Their narrative demonstrates how couples with challenging work schedules can preserve solid bonds by placing a high value on support and communication. They have persevered through career difficulties and public scrutiny while maintaining their family as their top priority. 24-year-olds Jerry and Jessica Seinfeld of humor and charity. Since 1999, Jerry and Jessica Seinfeld have been together, forming a connection that has endured for more than 20 years. Real life has been entirely different from Jerry's sitcom portrayal of him as a lifelong bachelor, incapable of sustaining committed relationships. Jerry Seinfeld has frequently stated that he wouldn't alter a thing about the Seinfelds, who have two boys and one daughter. Elena's experience in fashion media, combined with Greg's success as a late-night talk show host, fosters a culture that values communication and creativity. They have demonstrated that when couples from diverse cultural backgrounds respect one another's heritage while establishing new customs together, they may form enduring partnerships. Speaking of media power couples, this one illustrates what occurs when two experts in the same field work together, consent to start a life together. Chris and Christina Grieven Cuomo have been a media power couple for 22 years. What happens when two media professionals create a life together is exemplified by Chris Cuomo and Christina Grieven Cuomo. Christina, a magazine editor, and Chris, a television journalist, have been wed since 2001 and have 3 kids together. It appears that they are a perfect match. A magazine editor and a television journalist who are aware of each other's deadlines and professional needs. Throughout their marriage, they have remained close friends and have helped one another through a number of professional changes and difficulties in the media sector. Their mutual awareness of the demands of the media industry and their dedication to family life are what keep their relationship strong. Christina has continued to have a prosperous publishing career, while helping Chris with his many television jobs, and Chris has helped Christina with her business endeavors and editorial work. Their narrative demonstrates how couples with challenging work schedules can preserve solid bonds by placing a high value on support and communication. They have persevered through career difficulties and public scrutiny while maintaining their family as their top priority. 24-year-olds Jerry and Jessica Seinfeld of humor and charity. Since 1999, Jerry and Jessica Seinfeld have been together, forming a connection that has endured for more than 20 years. Real life has been entirely different from Jerry's sitcom portrayal of him as a lifelong bachelor, incapable of sustaining committed relationships. Jerry Seinfeld has frequently stated that he wouldn't alter a thing about the Seinfelds, who have 2 boys and one daughter. Stays secure and stable. Hilary Vaughan and Peter Ducey. 3 years of romance between rising stars. The Fox News White House correspondent Peter Ducey, who is renowned for his incisive inquiries and unafraid reporting, has accomplished more than just a prosperous journalism career. He and colleague journalist Hilary Vaughan have a lovely marriage that exemplifies the new wave of media power couples. When the pair first met when both were employed at Fox News, demonstrating that romantic relationships at work may succeed as long as both parties uphold their professional ethics. Due to COVID-19 laws, they only had 18 guests for their private ceremony on April 26, 2021, at the Montage, Palmetto Bluff Resort in South Carolina, after announcing their engagement in 2020. Peter's father, Steve Ducey, who has hosted Fox and Friends for a long time, acted as his best man, bringing together a lovely event that emphasized the value of family solidarity. The small ceremony demonstrated that love, not show, may sometimes be the focal point of the most significant celebrations. The fact that they have both maintained successful jobs in demanding journalism while establishing a personal life together is what makes their relationship so captivating. Hillary has made a name for herself as a renowned journalist. On the White House beat, Peter has emerged as one of the most identifiable figures. When the pair announced they were expecting their first child in September 2022 on Fox News, Hillary jokingly declared she was dining for two. This demonstrated their lively relationship and enthusiasm for growing their family while upholding their work obligations. The quintessential media pair is represented by Peter and Hillary, who are aware that interpersonal success and personal success are not incompatible. They reinforce one another. They demonstrate that the next generation of famous couples can learn from successful marriages while crafting their own original love narrative as they handle new parenthood while reporting on America's most important political stories. Their tale demonstrates how timeless ideas of love still hold true for well-known people today. Examining dozens of couples who have overcome Hollywood's harsh relationship statistics reveals some startlingly consistent characteristics. These aren't the flimsy suggestions you'd see in a magazine about lifestyle. These are the hard-won lessons from those who have successfully made love in the most trying situations. These couples provide something valuable in a society that seems to be growing more and more pessimistic about love. Evidence that it is feasible. Though neither simple or assured, it is feasible. They have demonstrated to us the resilience of love in the face of adversity, including public scrutiny, celebrity, and wealth. More significantly, they have demonstrated to us that finding the right person or having the ideal situation are not necessary for enduring love. It concerns two flawed individuals who choose daily to maintain their relationship. Is worth battling for. Keep these couples in mind the next time you come across a celebrity divorce trending on social media. Keep in mind that there are relationships silently celebrating decades of union for every one that makes headlines. Keep in mind that some people have managed to make the most essential thing in life truly work, despite the glitz, red carpets, and magazine covers. Since love may endure in who-oh. Another famous divorce, another day. Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck were the first to do so. Once more. After 27 years, everyone was taken aback by Hugh Jackman. Sophie Turner and Joe Jonas were unable to survive for even 5 years. Particularly in Tinseltown, the cynics whisper and shake their heads that love is dead. Here's what the gossip columnists and divorce attorneys don't want you to know, though. At this moment, any couples have been together for longer than any of us have been alive. But celebrity culture is destroying relationships like wildfire. We are discussing unions that have withstood decades of paparazzi, highs and lows in one's profession, public scrutiny that would destroy most partnerships, and all the temptations that come with wealth and celebrity. I'll admit that the figures are harsh. The divorce rate is high among celebrity spouses. That's 67%, more than the average person in the first several years of marriage. The average celebrity's marriage lasts 32 years, while the average person's lasts only 7.4 years. Celebrity doubles the likelihood of divorce compared to the general population. Anyone should be discouraged about love in Tinseltown after seeing those figures. However, what if I told you that there are couples who have figured out the secret hidden beneath all those divorce statistics? When everything around them is set up to destroy their relationship, there are couples who have managed to make it work. We're delving deeply into their world, their secrets, and above all, their stories today. Because enduring love needs attention just as much as broken hearts do. Carl Dean and Dolly Parton have been out of business for 58 years. Let's begin with a romantic tale.